Ocean and birth of the ocean. Formation. The Earth's oceans are believed to have formed around 4 billion years ago through various processes such as volcanic activity, outgassing from the Earth's interior, and cometary impacts during the late heavy bombardment period. Evolution. Over time, as the Earth's surface cooled, water vapor in the atmosphere condensed, leading to the accumulation of water in depressions on the Earth's surface, forming primitive oceans. Ocean basins. The major ocean basins we recognize today, Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, Southern, and Arctic, were shaped by plate tectonics and continental drift over millions of years. Hash number 2, Kelvin theory and volcanic eruption theory. Kelvin theory, proposed by Lord Kelvin in the late 19th century, it suggested that the Earth's oceans originated from the cooling and solidification of a molten mass. Criticism. Kelvin's theory did not adequately explain the presence of dissolved salts in seawater or the isotopic composition of oceanic water. Volcanic eruption theory. This theory posits that the Earth's early atmosphere contained water vapor and gases emitted from volcanic activity. As the Earth cooled, the water vapor condensed, leading to the formation of oceans. Criticism. Critics argue that while volcanic eruptions contribute to ocean water content, they alone cannot account for the vast volume and composition of the Earth's oceans. 3. Marine law. Need for law of the sea. With the expansion of maritime activities, there arose a need for a comprehensive legal framework to regulate maritime affairs, ensure maritime security, protect marine resources, and resolve disputes. Functions. Establishing rights and responsibilities of states and entities in maritime zones. Facilitating navigation, trade, and marine scientific research. Preserving marine environment and biodiversity. Resolving disputes through peaceful means. Key concepts. Baseline, imaginary line along the coast from which the maritime zones are measured. Territorial zone extends 12 nautical miles from the baseline, sovereign rights of the coastal state. Contiguous zone extends 24 nautical miles from the baseline, enforcement of customs, immigration, and pollution laws. Exclusive economic zone, EEZ, extends 200 nautical miles from the baseline, coastal states' sovereign rights over natural resources. High seas, beyond any state's jurisdiction, governed by international law. Blue economy involves sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, improved livelihoods, and preservation of the marine environment. Includes sectors like fisheries, aquaculture, tourism, renewable energy, and marine biotechnology. High seas represents areas beyond national jurisdiction, governed by the principle of freedom of the seas, regulated by international agreements and conventions, including the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Unclose. Understanding oceanography involves exploring the dynamic interactions between physical, chemical, biological, and geological processes in the world's oceans, as well as the legal frameworks governing maritime activities and resource management. Certainly, here are the top 20 facts, definitions, and important points derived from the topics discussed above. 1. Formation of oceans. Oceans formed around 4 billion years ago through processes like volcanic activity, outgassing, and cometary impacts during the late heavy bombardment period. 2. Ocean evolution. Primitive oceans emerged as water vapor condensed on the Earth's surface over time, leading to the accumulation of water in depressions. 3. Ocean basins. Major ocean basins, Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, Southern, and Arctic, were shaped by plate tectonics and continental drift over millions of years. 4. Kelvin theory. Proposed by Lord Kelvin, it suggested that oceans originated from the cooling and solidification of a molten mass. 5. Criticism of Kelvin theory. Kelvin's theory failed to explain the presence of dissolved salts in seawater or the isotopic composition of oceanic water. 6. Volcanic eruption theory. This theory suggests that early oceans formed from the condensation of water vapor and gases emitted from volcanic activity as the Earth cooled. 7. Criticism of volcanic eruption theory. Critics argue that while volcanic eruptions contribute to ocean water content, they alone cannot account for the vast volume and composition of Earth's oceans. 8. Marine law. A legal framework governing maritime activities to ensure maritime security, protect marine resources, and resolve disputes. 9. Functions of law of the sea, establishing rights and responsibilities, facilitating navigation and trade, preserving marine environment and resolving disputes. 10. Baseline, imaginary line along the coast from which maritime zones are measured. 11. Territorial zone, extends 12 nautical miles from the baseline, coastal states' sovereign rights. 12. Contiguous zone, extends 24 nautical miles from the baseline, enforcement of customs, immigration, and pollution laws. 13. Exclusive Economic Zone, EEZ, extends 200 nautical miles from the baseline, coastal states' sovereign rights over natural resources. 14. High seas, areas beyond national jurisdiction, governed by international law and principles of freedom of the seas. 15. Blue economy, sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, livelihoods, and environmental preservation. 16. Key sectors of blue economy, fisheries, aquaculture, tourism, renewable energy, and marine biotechnology. 17. UNCLOS, United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, which serves as the primary international legal framework governing maritime affairs. 18. Marine biodiversity, rich and diverse ecosystems found in oceans, essential for maintaining ecological balance and providing ecosystem services. 19. Oceanic resources include fish stocks, minerals, energy resources, and genetic resources with potential economic value. 20. Global cooperation, essential for addressing common challenges such as climate change, overfishing, marine pollution, and habitat destruction through collaborative efforts and international agreement.